Sandwich dual forms are one of the biggest trends right now, but are they really suitable for every client? After testing this design on different nail types, I found a limitation that completely changes how I use them. Let me show you exactly what I mean. After months of researching and comparing different sandwich dual forms, this is the one I finally decided to try from L&B. As you can see, it's their almond French style. A few things about this form immediately caught my attention, so let me show you why I chose it. The first thing that caught my attention was the structure of the form. If we look at it from the side, you can see that the apex is positioned closer to the cuticle area. That creates a more modern structure that maintains its shape and appearance longer as the nail grows out. The second thing I really like is how thin the form is around the cuticle area. As you can see, this section is more flexible than the sidewalls and the free edge, which makes it much easier to slide neatly under the cuticle. And the third thing I like is the curve and C-curve of the form. It works well on a wide variety of nail shapes, including many downward growing nails, which can often make finding the right form more challenging. And the fourth thing I really love is the matte finish. The nail comes out with a soft, matte surface, which means there's usually no need to buff before applying gel polish or top coat. And the fifth thing I love is the interior design of the form. It's designed in a way that makes creating a clean French smile line quick and easy, without the need for any additional tools. And finally, the sizing numbers are printed nice and large, making them easy to see at a glance. Now that you know why I chose this form, let's move on to the most important step when working with dual forms, analyzing the natural nail. As you can see, the sidewalls angle downward, which places this nail in the downward growing category with a fairly pronounced curve. I selected sizes 7 and 8.com. Let's try them on and see which one fits best. I'm going to test size 7 first. I place the left side wall of the form against the left side wall of the natural nail and hold it in place. Then I gently lower the form onto the nail without forcing it or applying pressure. Next, I check the right side wall. If both side walls line up and sit flush against each other, the size is correct. If the form rests on the skin, it's too large, and if it doesn't fully cover the sidewall, it's too small. All right, let's jump in and create a sandwich dual form set together. I'm going to take advantage of this built-in French guide for the French tip. You can use just about anything gel, polish, glitter, shell flakes, or color gel, but if you're looking for a soft French look, color gels usually give the best result, and of course, you can use any color you like. I'm using a small detail brush, not quite a liner brush, but thinner than a regular gel brush. Then I pick up some white gel polish and fill in the French tip area. One thing to keep in mind, if your gel polish is highly pigmented, one coat is usually enough. But if it's not, don't rush it. Apply a thin layer, cure it, and then apply a second coat. Trying to get full coverage in one thick layer is never a good idea, because the product may not cure properly all the way through. I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds before moving on. Make sure your gel polish is fully cured. I'm going to fill the form with a medium builder gel and set it aside for now, because the lower form needs to go on first. I'm starting with the lower form in the same size and checking the fit. Depending on the natural nail, you may need to go up or down a size for the lower form. When it comes to attaching the lower form, I prefer using a base coat. There's really no need to use builder gel or rubber base for this step. I'm applying a small amount of base coat along this edge. Just be careful not to use too much or too little. Before curing, make sure the lower form is properly positioned and sitting straight underneath the nail. Once it's in place, cure it for 60 seconds. Now that we've secured the lower form, let's move on. This is where things get really important. Take a look at this. With a downward growing nail like this, after placing the lower form, the real question is, how do you correctly position the upper form so it sits properly on the nail surface? But you might think I judged it too quickly, so let's go ahead and place the upper form. I already filled with gel onto the nail. Since a few minutes have passed after filling the form, it's a good idea to refine the gel before applying it. Now I'm using a detail brush to clean up the sidewalls and perfect the shape. I place the main form on the nail at the correct angle, then gently bring it down until the sidewalls run parallel to the finger line. This helps it fit a downward growing nail properly and also corrects the shape as I position it. As always, I'm just going to flash cure the cuticle area for a few seconds. Take a look at this. At this point, I'm still deciding on the best approach. So I'm going to pause here for a moment and figure it out. So I'm going to move forward, and there really seems to be only one way to do this. I bring the lower form up toward the upper form with gentle pressure and cure it in this position. As you can see, I'm trying to remove the forms from the nail. It's better to remove the lower form first. You might not believe it, but in all the years I've been working with dual forms, this is the first time I've seen something like this. It really looks like a whipped cream cake. This creme French effect is something I haven't seen before. Honestly, I've decided to keep going. I can't leave it like this. I can't really use a hand file or an e-file here because it might ruin the shape of the work. I think a nipper is probably the best option. So let's see how this goes. I'm using a hand file to refine the edges and perfect the final shape of the nail. Take a look at the free edge thickness. It's a bit too thick, so I'm going to thin it out from underneath. Let's take a look at the final result. As you can see, the growth points along the sidewalls weren't fully covered, and they became even more exposed during filing. On top of that, the free edge ended up much thicker than it should have been, which meant I had to thin it out from underneath. Sandwich forms have a place, but they're not universal. Understanding nail architecture is more important than relying on the lower form piece.